I, along with many others on the right, have been anticipating the possibility for quite a while, but it's time that someone came out and just said it. Joe Biden's a lame duck. Now, this isn't speculative. This isn't something that might happen in the future that I'm predicting off into the far distant future of a couple months from now. This is something I am saying that as of today, which in particular is Thursday the 12th, which is when I'm recording this video, Joe Biden has officially become a lame duck. And that's for a multitude of reasons, all of which came out in a torrential rainstorm of bad for the Biden asterisk administration, all within a 24-hour period. And we have to start with the polling situation, because as many people will know, Biden has not exactly had rosy polling numbers for the past couple of months. His polling has frankly inverted from what it used to be just 6 months ago, and it has gotten even worse, because Quinnipiac, just in case you didn't know, came up with a poll that had his approval rating at 35%, solidly in lame duck territory. And on top of that, this isn't Rasmussen, this isn't Trafalgar, this, in other words, is not a accurate polling place. This is the clown shoes Democrat polling place, where they don't even pretend to represent reality on any level. This is the place that said Ohio was a toss-up before it went to Trump +8 in 2020. This is the place that said Biden was ahead in Florida. This is the place that said Texas was in play in 2020. These people are ridiculous and have a methodology specifically designed, I think, to give the Democrats a massive advantage, and it's been that way for years. And they're the ones saying that his approval ratings have gone down so much over the past couple of months that he is now at the point where his polling numbers are utterly eclipsed by Donald Trump's equivalent approval numbers. Donald Trump never got down to 33, and even in some of the worst Democrat polling places, and yeah, this could be an outlier, and based on the broader polling perspective, it still kind of is. The rest of them still have him at a, frankly, rosy low 40s angle for Biden, and it might be an outlier in their methodology, actually favoring the Republicans for once. But I kind of doubt it, and that's because of what's happening around the polling's perspective as well, because it's not just in polling that Biden is having his problems. He is also having problems in actually getting his agenda through, because he has had multiple major blows coming from both of the branches of government that he's not the head of today. Just start with the judiciary, where his OSHA vaccine mandate, something that he was absolutely counting on to push him through to the State of the Union, got shot down today with no room for recourse other than a congressional change, which frankly isn't going to happen, because just look at what happened in the Congress today, because he got shot down on something that I just got done talking about on Wednesday. He said that he wanted to get through his federalization of elections bill. Now, he called it a voting rights bill, but we all know that it didn't have anything to do with that and had much more to do with fortification measures. And Biden was really banking on this as well, mostly for his 2022 hopes, and hoping that the Democrats retain the House by some far-flung miracle, something that doesn't seem to be particularly possible at this point, because it got shot down by Kyrsten Sinema. Now, I'm no fan of Kyrsten Sinema, and she's obviously just doing this for political points and in the hope that she doesn't get kicked out of office come her next election season either, but it did get shot down, and it seems as though there's no recourse for him to actually get this through either. That is on top of his multiple gaffes, which he gave in all of the press conferences and other functionaries that he's been talking about today. He's done things like bug out for a whole minute on stage.
Is this mic on? I guess. Anyway. Yeah. And I'm not sure either. But anyway, I hope we can get this done. But I'm not sure. But one thing for certain, like every other major civil rights bill that came along, if we missed the first time, we could come back and try it a second time. We missed this time. And the state legislative bodies continue to change the law, not as to who can vote, but who gets to count the vote. Count the vote. Count the vote. It's about election subversion, not just whether or not people get to vote. Who counts the vote? That's what this is about. That's what makes this so different than anything else we've ever done. I don't know that we can get it done, but I know one thing. As long as I have a breath in me, as long as I'm in the White House, as long as I'm engaged at all, I'm going to be fighting to change the way these legislatures have moving. Thank you.
And he's come out and directly called for social media censorship of people who contradict his claims on COVID-19, another section in which he has lost a lot of favor with the public over the past couple of months. He is in a very desperate position, and I would say the desperate position is already lost. He is a lame duck. He's not going to be able to get anything more done, and the reason is clear. He lost all semblance of political capital over the past year. He has been overstepping consistently and always, and it has led to more and more disaster, whether it be on the foreign policy front or the economic front with his bare shelves policies and constant energy shortages and other such economic policies which have utterly destroyed much of the economy and made for many people to sour on him on that particular point, or whether it be his continued authoritarianism on COVID-19 leading to his polling numbers from going to a positive on COVID-19, which even in the most right-wing leaning polls, he had a positive rating in not 8 months ago, but which has now gone into the negative in also almost every poll, specifically because of his continued authoritarianism on an issue that, frankly, the American public is just sick and tired of on every level. Biden has found himself in a situation in which he has been stretched far too thin, and it has broken his presidency. Now, it was going to break either way. That's what you get for having a senile man in the presidency, but hey, it could have been better than this. I mean, seriously, it is impressive to me how much overstepping there has been throughout all of this last year. It is not even been a year since he's been in office, and yet so much has changed that he has gone from a massively positive approval rating to a massively negative one. He's gone from being able to mostly get things through Congress, though with certain limitations based on his slim majority, to not being able to get anything through Congress, and now it seems likely that he's going to lose out on his majorities basically entirely over the next year when the midterms come around, because he has no other recourse to actually fixing that problem either. He has had massive problems over the past year, and it's not going to abate. He is a lame duck. That's my final assertion, and that's where I'm going to leave you guys off. If you enjoyed that video, do subscribe down below and check me out on other platforms where the aforementioned other videos went up while I was banned on YouTube. Those are my BitChute, my Odyssey, my Rumble, my Brighteon. All of those links are down in the description. I suggest you go check them out. On top of that, check out my Minds, my Getter, and my Gab page also down there. I'm KelKidman. This has been Breaking on the Daily. Don't be a square.